Hello, Gudulley Farms family. Welcome back to our home gardening series. So today we are going to talk about vegetable production. Different kinds of vegetable production are such as tubers like Irish potato, yam, and sweet potato, and other leafy green vegetables. So in this episode, we've chosen to start with Irish potato farming. So we'll be showing you step by step and everything that we need in carrying out the Irish potato farming. So the first thing we need is cow dung. You can see this is cow dung. Then the next thing is our fertilizer, which is NPK 20 plus TE. This NPK fertilizer is a water-soluble fertilizer. There are other NPK, the powdered form. But in this episode, we are going to use this particular NPK 20 plus TE, which is the water-soluble, like I said. All right. Then the next thing we need is our pesticides. In this episode, we are going to use sharpshooter. There are other pesticides like lambda, emi, vermectin, and what have you, but we've chosen to use sharpshooter because of its efficiency. Then the next thing is the rice straw, then the Irish potato itself, then our sand, then cement bag. We are going to use cement bag because it's the best in farming due to its moisture retention. So now what we need to do is to raise the seeds as the Irish potato seed. So raising the Irish potato seeds, we are going to use the rice straw. We're going to use this is rice straw. So we are going to arrange the Irish potato in this container using the rice straw. So preferably we'll select the small ones which sprouts easily. You can see it just like you can see the other one have started sprouting already. It's started sprouting already. We've selected the sprouted ones already. We've selected them out. So we're going to show you now how we got to that, how we sprouted it. So why you need to sprout it, like I said, is the rice straw. So now we are going to arrange it in this container to show you how to sprout it. So you first of all put the rice straw in the container. You don't put it directly to the container to avoid like sweating, because when it sweats it will rot. So that's why we use the rice straw. So now we are going to arrange it in the first layer. So we put it one after the other, avoiding it from touching each other, one another. So we'll be arranging it, but make sure you don't include the one that have started rotting because it will infect the rest. So we arrange them one after the other, put them one after the other. When you finish arranging it this way, then you cover up. Make sure you arrange it so that in such a way that it will not be having contact with one another. So you cover up, then you arrange again. This is the second layer. You do it layer by layer. Then after you arrange it this way, like I said, make sure it's not touching one another. Then you cover again. When you get the right amount that you need, then that's all. You cover. So the most important thing now is where to keep it. You're going to keep it in a well ventilated room like a store, dark and well ventilated. Make sure the windows are open so that it will have enough ventilation to avoid rotting and avoid direct sunlight. So when you get it this way, then make sure you check always. If it starts sprouting, you immediately remove the mulching, that's the rice straw. Then your Irish potato seeds are ready. So the next thing is to start preparing for planting. Yeah. Welcome back. This episode, we're going to show you how to prepare the soil for planting our Irish potato. So continue following us to see step by step on how we are going to carry it out. So remember, our cow dung is there, our soil, our cement bag. So now I'm going to show you how to fold the cement bag. So this is how we fold it. We fold it outward because as time goes on, we'll be unfolding it, because we will need to be healing, to be adding soil to the Irish potato as it grows and it starts to produce tuber. So we'll be needing to unfold this up. So that's why we'll be folding it this way, outward, not inward. So after folding it this way, then the next thing is to mix our soil, is to mix our sand with the cow dung. So now we are going to show you how to mix our sand. So in mixing the sand, we'll be using 3:1. That's 3 parts of the soil and then 1 part of the cow dung. So after we mix it, make sure you mix it very well so that it will mix together without having too much concentration on one part. So this is the cow dung. We avoid using chicken dung because chicken dung has high nitrogen and potatoes don't need too much nitrogen. So we mix it together, mix it very well. Make sure you mix it very, very well so that it will not have too much concentration in one area. So after mixing it, then we put it inside the cement bag. Put it inside the cement bag like halfway of the cement bag. Yes, like halfway. So when you put it like halfway, that will be enough, because don't forget, like I said earlier, we'll be adding soil. Yeah, we'll be adding soil and we'll be unfolding the bag. And so when you put it this way, then the next thing is to water. So this quantity will be enough for us. Yes, this quantity is enough. So when we put it this way, like I said, we need to be watering the soil. For at least a week. You can water for a week or 2 so that the soil will the manure will decompose and will mix up together with the soil properly before planting our Irish potato seeds. So after watering, we'll give a break for like 2 days so that we'll come and till the soil, because if it's still too wet, the soil cannot be tilled properly for the planting of Irish potato. So we give a break for 2 days so that when we till, the soil will be well tilled. Yeah. So after tilling it this way, then you can plant your Irish potato. You can see that it will be planted. The Irish potato will be sown easily inside the soil. Yes. So keep following us. So in this new episode, we are going to show you how to sow our seeds. That's how to plant our seed inside our well-prepared soil. Now our soil have stayed for 1 week and now it's ready for the Irish potato planting. So keep watching. We'll show you how to plant. So like I said earlier, you should take note of the rotten ones so that you will not include it. When you include the rotten ones in your planting, like in one bag, it will spoil the whole of the remaining Irish potato. It will infect the rest. So make sure you remove out the rotten ones. So now our soil is ready. You can see that it's well tilled. So we'll come and plant it now. So what we will do now, there are two ways of planting Irish potato. Yes, there are two ways. You can plant it whole, or you can cut it into two. If you look at the Irish potato, you'll see that it can sprout in both ends, in the bottom and on top. So if it sprouts that way in two ends, then you can cut. And when you cut, you leave it to dry out, or you use a cement or potash, to cover up the wounded area before planting. You do that so that to avoid it being rotten, because if you plant it like that with the fresh wounds, it will be infected with bacteria, so it will not give you what you want. So after you leave it to dry out, you can leave it to dry like for a week. It can take a week to dry out properly. Then you come and plant. Or you can decide to plant it whole. The difference, there are difference when you plant it in half or you plant it in whole. When you plant it, when you divide it into half, it will give you bigger fruits. But if you plant it in whole, it gives you more fruits. So in this episode, we choose to plant it whole. Yes, to avoid any complications. So in each bag here, we are going to plant 4 pieces of Irish potato. So after we tilled our soil very well, so we are going to make 4 holes and the 4 angles from the sack. So we are going to make 4 holes. Then we pick each and put it inside hole. You don't put it too deep. You put it like shallow and cover shallow. You don't put it too deep so that it will not have difficulty in sprouting. And when you are putting, make sure the sprout part is up. Don't put it upside down. You put it up so that it will shoot out easily. So you put 1 in each hole. 1 in each hole into 4 places. So this way. So when you put it this way, then you cover up slightly. You don't cover up heavily so that it will not have difficulty in sprouting out. So like I said, make sure you avoid, even if the rotten one has sprouted, do not use it. If you use it, it will infect the whole of the sack. So make sure you select the rotten ones out. Like here, you can see this one have started rotting. So we are not, even though it has sprouted, but because it has started rotting, so we will not use it. We'll keep it aside. You can see it inside. So if you see it this way, please don't use it. Just keep it aside. So now we cover slightly. You cover lightly. Don't make it too heavy. Yes, so after we plant this way, then the next thing is to use our watering can to water. It's very important for every gardener to have a watering can, because if you are watering with a container, if you are fetching and pouring the water, it will hurt the plant by digging out its root, and sometimes it will even. Alright, so welcome back to our next episode. Here we are going to show you the progress of our Irish potato. how our Irish potato is growing. So this is like 2 weeks after, and you can see how they have grown. They have grown beautifully, even though there are some that are still very small, but they are still coming up. They will all come up, and you can see they will all come up with time. So here, what you do, you continue watering, but in watering Irish potato, you need to be very careful, because Irish potato doesn't require too much water. It doesn't need too much water. When you water regularly, like every other day, the seeds inside will start to rot. So make sure you watch out for the soil, and you water only when the soil is like almost dried out. Then you give water. So make sure you watch out. You watch the soil regularly. Don't just be pouring water anyhow. So in this episode, we are going to show you how the journey so far, how the Irish potato is flourishing. You can see how it's doing, how it has grown. This is like 4 weeks after. You can see it has started flowering. So when you see this flower, it doesn't mean that some people will be thinking, okay, since it has started flowering, it's time for harvest. No, it doesn't mean that. When you see the flowers, it means that the Irish potato have started producing tubers inside the sack. Yes, so what you will do in this stage is to fertilize. Some people think of using urea. Please, you don't use urea for Irish potato because it does not require high nitrogen. So what you do now is to heal. What we mean by healing is to add soil, because if it start producing tubers, then you need to be adding soil so that the tubers will not be coming up, will not be exposed. So you need to be adding soil from time to time. So now we add soil in every bag. We'll be adding soil so that you cover up the tubers very well, because if these tubers are being exposed, the Irish potato will be changing color. It will be changing color from the normal color into a green color, and you wouldn't want that. So make sure you heal. Follow the sacks one after the other. Heal it with sand. Heal it with sand. Make sure you put sand in every sack. Yeah, that way you'll protect the Irish potato from the scorching sand and also from being exposed. Yeah. So after you heal very well, then you water. The next thing is to water. Yeah, you heal and then you water. You heal and then you water. So remember, I told you you'll be unfolding the sack and when healing, so that you have enough space, so that the Irish potato will have enough space to be producing the tubers. So you heal very well. Heal every sack. Heal every sack. So after healing, then you use your watering can. Don't forget, always use your watering can to water the plants. So now you water the plant very well. And remember, not every day. The watering should be done only when the sun has started drying out. You can see how the Irish potato is growing, doing beautifully. You can see how it's doing beautifully. And don't forget, in this stage, you need to use your spray also, so that you protect it from pests and diseases.